12 years ago, this May 18, tens and thousands of innocent Tamil civilians were killed by the Sri Lankan government. According to the UN Security Council, around 40,000 Tamil civilians were killed in Mullivaikkal in the final stages of the civil war. Sri Lankan authorities had initially declared a no-fire zone in the coastal town and directed civilians to take refuge before bombing the area, in violation of all international humanitarian law. Those who surrendered are missing. Over 140,000 Tamils are still unaccounted for. The actions of the Sri Lankan government and the security forces towards Tamil people were driven by genocidal intent. The victims and their families still wait for justice. There has been no closure. Perpetrators of crimes against humanity have not been brought to justice, and instead awarded prestigious positions within the administration and the army. Our recent report, Endless War, brought a fourth shocking evidence on the extent of the continued persecution of the Tamil population in the north and the east of the country, and details how Sri Lanka is headed to be an ethnocratic state. The Sri Lankan security forces has not returned ancestral land to internally displaced Tamil families, whilst land grabbing under the pretext of development schemes, archaeological sites, forest reserves, special economic zones, and more continues. The military occupation remains extreme, with roughly 1 military member for every 6 civilians in the north and east. Efforts to make Sri Lanka an ethnocratic state have gained momentum since the Rajapaksa regime took office in 2019, creating a situation that is detrimental to the country's stability, reconciliation, human rights, and peace. At this 12th anniversary, as the Sri Lankan army attempts to erase memory by vandalizing the monuments dedicated to the victims of war crimes, the struggle for justice by the Tamil diaspora globally stands strong. Reconciliation, human rights, and peace is not possible in Sri Lanka unless the situation is handled in accordance with international law, international justice mechanisms, and morality. Sri Lanka and the international community have a responsibility. Silence is not an option. Anuradha Mittal, Executive Director of Oakland Institute, USA.